I'm TJ Kirk. I review the previews and let you know which trailers are failures. This is Trailer Failure. Today's trailer is for a movie called, I forgot what, okay, RoboCop, that's right. In the same dystopian future you've seen in dozens of other movies, crime is out of control. Those punks didn't put enough money in the parking meter! Waste them! Now he's paid his debt to society.
We are on the eve of a technological revolution.
I didn't know Samuel L. Jackson was in this movie, but I'm not the least bit surprised to see him here. I imagine an executive somewhere being told, "We're remaking RoboCop, sir," and him saying, "Oh yeah, that's good, real good, RoboCop, yeah. They'll fucking buy that bullshit again. But here's what you gotta do. Get Samuel L. Jackson in there. Yeah, have him explain the plot in his cool Samuel L. Jackson voice. Make him feel smart without having to think too much."
We're gonna put a man inside a machine.
Hey, it's Batman. I guess that Peter Weller must have passed up the torch pass role. You know, like, I was RoboCop, now you're RoboCop, but I'm okay with this. You know, kind of like they do that symbolic thing where the old, iteration of the character and the new iteration of the character get together and it's like, symbolic moment. So we can all feel good about this travesty. But they don't have that. The closest they could get is the old Batman with a washed-up career. So, yeah.
He'll be paralyzed from the waist down, confined to a wheelchair.
You say you can save him, but what does that mean? What kind of life will he have?
Good question. According to the information on this clipboard, he will become a badass cyborg who kicks criminal asses into mulch, but will ultimately be faced with existential dilemmas such as, what does it truly mean to be human? These will be neatly resolved when he inevitably turns against the evil corporation, that's us, that created him for sinister motives and instead chooses his own path, thus affirming free will and self-determination as the measure of a human being. Sounds complicated. It says there will also be explosions. Oh, okay, I like explosions. Here is something lame that this trailer does. It dramatically poses the question, who is in control? Man or machine? Then, like, literally a second later, they play this fucking clip.
Somehow, he's overriding the system's priorities.
The human element will always be present. Compassion, fear, instinct, they will always interfere with the system.
Let me explain to you what the purpose of a trailer is, okay? It's not to reveal every single plot point, including all the later ones that are supposed to come as like some sort of surprise to the audience. You know, you can't be like, what's gonna win, man or machine? And then the next clip is like, man is winning! Oh God, no! You see how that kind of spoils the question and renders it meaningless and stupid, right? Why don't you just have a clip in the fucking RoboCop trailer where, like, the main antagonist is dead on the floor and RoboCop's got his, like, foot planted on top of him and he's just like, that was quite an adventure. I'm glad we all came through it alive except poor Reggie, you know? Maybe we should name the new precinct after him, since the old one got blown up by this dead piece of shit down here, who I killed just moments ago. Why don't you just put that clip in the fucking trailer, alright?
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Does RoboCop need a remake? No. But honestly, this doesn't look nearly as bad as it might. So I am going to approach it with cautious optimism. It looks like it might actually have half of a testicle. Like it might actually do something somewhat ballsy instead of just capitulating in every direction so as not to offend anyone. If you enjoy Trailer Failure, please subscribe to Not Productive, because it's the only place that you can see new episodes of this fucking show. Oh yeah!